Hello, welcome back, Riding Cars. I just finished doing math for fuel mileage again, and it confirmed. So, yeah, this video is about the fuel mileage, regular gas versus premium gas, and in a nutshell, you save more money using premium gas, and I'll explain how this works. I'll explain the math and what I did and everything, so stick around. And like anything that you like, that you see that you like, hit the like button and leave a comment for other people who scroll down to read the comments, because I don't know everything. I'm just a guy in a car. Okay, so I redid the fuel mileage thing because I was using an old fuel mileage thing that I did for premium a long time ago in the last video, and I did it to a new, because I don't fill up with regular. If you're new watching and you don't know the story, when I bought the car, the dealer put regular gas in it. It was going through the gas really good, so I was driving a BMW before this, so I was used to paying premium price for gas, or price for premium gas. And so I just started using premium gas, and I noticed a difference. I noticed that I went further between fuel ups with premium gas than regular gas, and I always kind of just wondered in the back of my head, is it worth it filling up with premium all the time? But because it was a new car and it's got a turbo in it, it's the 2-liter turbo Hornet, I just started putting premium fuel in it all the time, because I just know that I got further on a tank of gas. I didn't know if the cost-benefit ratio was in my favor for doing that. I just thought it'd be that close that it wouldn't be a big cost difference. But I actually thought that filling up with premium would be a tiny bit more expensive over the long run. And I thought regular would be, cheaper over the long run. And I always thought, hey, if I get in a tough spot financially, I'll just throw regular in, and not a big difference, right? Because I found out when I first bought the car, nobody kind of knew. Nobody really read through the manual, and I just went to the forum and said, hey, what kind of gas is everybody using, sort of thing. And everybody, 91 was pretty common. Then somebody found out that it'll take the 87. So when I say regular gas, I mean 87 octane. And when I say premium gas, I mean 91 octane. Okay, I know there's 93, and it's readily available for some people, but it's not for me. 91 is readily available for me, so I use 91, and this calculation is for 87 octane as regular gas and 91 octane as premium gas. Okay, there is a place that has the 93, but I don't fill up with it because not a lot of people out here even. I don't think, because there is a bias towards, and I had to talk with my dad about this, and he still has that bias. Even though we did the math together and I showed him, like, I'm saving $1 per 100 kilometers on that last round, okay? This time it's a little bit different. Now, the last tank of premium that I filled up, I still had a quarter tank of regular gas in it, so it does affect the math a little bit. However, not enough to make a big difference. So I'm actually gonna do the calculations, probably make another video saying, confirming this, where I get better gas mileage on, because this tank that I filled up last night is now 100% premium gas in it, right? Whereas where I got the mileage from last night when I filled up was still had a quarter tank of regular gas in it. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. All right. So going forward here, so when I did the math, when I filled up with premium, I still had, I got a true mileage, fuel mileage, from a full tank of pure regular gas, and it came to 15.44 liters per 100 kilometers, okay? After filling up last night, I took the mileage down, I did the math this morning, and I got, on that tank of premium gas with a quarter regular in it, I got 12.9 liters per 100 kilometers. So that's a difference of whatever it was, 2.54 liters per kilometer. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. So when I filled up with the regular tank sorry, when I filled up with the premium and I took the regular gas mileage, I took a picture of the gas pumps, and there was a 20-cent difference this time between regular and premium. Regular was 126.9. I rounded it up to 127. Well, I shouldn't say that. So here I did the actual math for it. On the forum, I rounded it up for 127 and 147. But it's 126.9 was the fuel price for regular, 87 octane. And it was 146.9 for premium, 91 octane. And when I did the math on that, that's a... so I calculated the 126.9 by the 15.44 liters so that I could get a dollar amount per liter per 100 kilometers, okay? And I got 19.6088. Then I did the math for the 146.9, the 91 octane, and I multiplied that by 12.9 kilometers per liter per 100 kilometers, right? Sort of thing. And I got 18.963. So I took those, I got 0.6458. So let's round it to 0.65. That's 65 cents per liter that I'm saving when I fill up with premium. So 65, this last round I was saving 65 cents a liter per 100 kilometers, right? And there's 550 or something, 540 kilometers per range on this tank is what it shows me on the thing. So, 5 times 65, I don't know, I have to use the calculator. What would that be? 5 and a 2, 6 times 5, 35, 36, 37, 37.5. Oh no. Why am I even doing that math? I don't need to do that math. Yeah, it's 20 cents. When I first did the calculations, it was a 30-cent difference. So, I don't know what to say. You're saving, so what was I saying? So $3.75 per tank. Is that right? $3.75 per tank is what you're saving by using premium gas. Yeah, on a full range. That's the math I was doing. Sorry, lost it. Okay. And that blew me away. Like, it confirmed it for the second time. I got $1 the first time, $1 per kilometer. And it was 0.89 or something like that. It's so close to being $1 that, you round it up to 90 cents, okay. Or 87 cents or something like that. Or 89 cents. So yeah, 90 cents, right? Per kilometer. Per 100 kilometers, which is $1 a kilometer, so that would have been $5 and change for a full tank of gas when filling up with premium versus filling up with regular, which is interesting because I had the bias too of thinking regular gas would be cheaper, just that slight bit cheaper, right? And when I was tight for money that month, I immediately just said, I'm filling up the regular. And I felt good. It felt good being able to fill up my tank and it only saying, $42 or whatever it was on half a tank or whatever. And then I filled up again with regular and it felt good again because the number was, it was only like $42. And I was like, what? Like, that feels good. But on the other end of it, I'm visiting the gas station a little bit more often. But I still thought, hey, it feels good to do it, and I think regular over the long run will still be cheaper. And if my math is actually showing that it's the exact opposite, where it is cheaper to fill up with the premium. 91 octane. Now, I kind of gotten over the sticker shock of the premium, but my dad, he still sees the premium and he goes, bad, right? It's too high. And I said, even after knowing all of this, you know, the math proving that it is cheaper for the car to be running on premium over the long haul, like, he says, no, I still fill up with regular, right? It's just cheaper at the pump, right? But now, like, when I go fill up with premium after doing the math and being educated about this, I'm gonna go to the pump, and anytime that if I have to put in regular, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have the bad feeling. Just because knowing all of this does not supersede. Like, if I've got $5 in my pocket to put in gas, I'm gonna put in regular. I mean, if I've got $5 in my pocket and I need gas, and I put in $5, I'll put in premium, because I know that will take me further than $5 on regular. It will. Now, you can't switch between gas. You can't have regular in your gas, throw in premium, and think you're going to get this. I had to make sure that my tank was fully empty of premium before I put the regular in and took mileage off of the regular, right? Which is what I took the original premium mileage way back last fall, I think it was. Like, my tank had been running on premium and I just did the mileage for it. It was pure. Like, this tank here isn't full premium. It's still got a little bit of regular in it, or that I did the math for. This tank now that's in it is full 100% premium 91 octane. So I'm gonna just take the gas mileage of this the next time I fill up, and I'll do the math and I'll just report it on the video just to say, hey, it's even, because it will be, depending on my driving, but it will be lower than my 12.9. It will be. Which is saying something. Now, something came up on the forum when I started posting my obsession with this gas mileage thing. Because my obsession with it was just to find out once and for all, you know, is it cheaper to be running premium? I had suspicions, and I guess it also depends on the price gap, but the price gap I don't think will ever, it may rarely cover it, but I did that first round on a 30-cent difference. This round is a 20-cent difference. I think you could probably go to a 40-cent difference between regular and premium and still it not matter, because it would have to be more than that. It would have to be more than that in order for regular gas to make sense for you to be thinking you're saving money, okay? And that's important. It is important. Our gas is only going to go up now, especially here in Canada, where it's fairly cheap, I guess. But in the States, it's even cheaper. Where I remember my parents, it didn't matter. You know, putting gas in a car did not break the bank, you know, back in the day. $5 got you a full tank of gas in a 1970s car. And now, like, it's my BMW at the time, with the price at whatever it was, $2.40. At some points it was even $2.60. It was like $2.64, $2.64.9, I think. And you know, it was $120 for me to put gas in that car. You know, a 35-liter tank or something like that. It was a little 2.5 liter inline 6 BMW 3 Series, and you know, it was 100. I was standing there during the pandemic, or just after the pandemic, lockdowns and all of that, and the price was that high, and it stayed that high for a long time on the island. And I was wondering how people in pickup trucks are putting gas in. I called talked with my brother-in-law, and he's like, man, when I went to the pump, it was like $200 and something. I was like, oh my God, right? That's an insurance payment. I don't know. So, I mean, if you are thinking your fuel economy and all of that, and you want, you know, your dollar to stretch and things like that, you fill up with premium. It's saving you money. Now, the other thing is that while I was on the forum there, somebody had piped in, because these are turbo engines require higher octane gasoline to operate efficiently. And I never really makes sense to me. Especially these little engines that all these cars have now that are based around fuel economy, and they put turbos in them for emissions and stuff, where they do have to be revved like these, and people don't drive them like that, right? I'll get into this into a different talk. I should probably cover it, but just I'll quickly say that these small engines in all the new cars and the trucks, the sixes and the trucks with the turbos, all are with the turbos and are performance engines, and you have to get them revved to get the oil around. Otherwise, they just build sludge. And that's the problem they're having in these new engines, is that everybody's driving these with low RPMs to get fuel economy out of them. And the engines aren't cycling the oil, and they're showing up in mechanic shops as full of sludge, and they got to clean the engines out. So, you know, what's cheaper? You know, if you're, you know, I don't know, the higher octane, the car is more excited, it revs easier, it runs more. Like, I'm not changing my driving between regular and premium, and I drive like a nutcase, okay? And I save more money using the premium, and the engine's happier, the car is happier. And now, after doing the math and filling up with premium since I bought the car, I'm happier, thinking, you know how much money I saved? Even though, because I drove out to, I couldn't do a job, I drove out to a job, and I had to see how much it was going to cost me for a round trip to get to that job, because they were asking me to do some work, and the pay was only like $50. And I did the round trip, and I was doing it on premium gas, and it came to $42 and something cents, right? And I said, for me to drive all the way out there to do that job for that $50 actually isn't worth it. And she goes, why is your gas cost so much? And I said, well, it's premium. And I just thought, hey, you know, it is premium and it just costs more, and I just run my car on premium, and that's it. But now, looking back at that talk, I'm like, if I was using regular gas, it would cost me more. It would cost me more. Because I said premium, and they're like, oh, premium, oh, the expensive gas, right? But what they're, you know, I did the math, I now have it proven. It doesn't really matter what anybody says anymore. It's cheaper for me to be running premium. Enough said, done deal. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.